The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
Okay, Superstar Billy Graham here for TrashTalkingRadio.com. Please tune in, get alert, be alert, get all the info from the man himself, the Trash Talker brother. But you're not going to get no trash from the Trash Man. He tells you like it is, and he is the man of the hour, the radio hour, and all the radio power. And this is Superstar Billy Graham telling you to please stay tuned and don't lose this man.
This is Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster. You better listen to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday night between 7 and 10, because if you don't, I'm going to move into your closet and haunt your house. This is Kevin Sullivan.
Hey, I want to talk to Mike Trash, man. Don't be putting me down like that. I don't appreciate it. Hey, will you shut up?
Hello, this is Joy Giovanni. Anyone who wants to listen to the best talk radio show around, listen to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10, TrashTalkingRadio.com.
Hey, this is the Queen of Extreme Francine, and you're listening to my future husband, Mike Trash, on Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday night from 7 to 10 p.m.
I'm Direct Bob Levy. You're listening to Trash Talk Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10, only on TrashTalkingRadio.com, baby.
We're still the one. We've been together since way back when. She's gonna be a winner again. We are still the one with nothing new. Still the one that's gonna see you through. You're still having fun and we're still the one.
Every Tuesday. Don't miss out. 7 to 10. Y'all be there. You hear me?
It is Trash Talking Radio. It is Tuesday night. It is the best night of the week. And let's see here. What's that's not supposed to be there. That's the wrong screen. I guess then I need to make it the right screen, because it really sounds foolish with no one talking. Where is my cursor? There it is. Let's try to do this right. Okay, we might as well pretend we're the CDC for now. There we go. All right. I just didn't have anything prepared. I don't know why that came up. But anyway, hey, Trash Talking Radio Tuesday night, best night of the week. And we're back after a long little vacation. So I took a break from the show. I was tired of everybody.
No, you weren't.
All right, I wasn't tired of everybody. I was forced to take a break. I didn't want to take a break. So past couple of weeks have been kind of crazy for me. So I just kind of am trying to get back in the seat and make it all work again. And it was just a crazy week. Mm-hmm. Well, couple weeks. So I did the video for the part for the pilot that I'm working on, and that's when everything fell apart.
It was all that walking back and forth.
I don't know why. It just, you think things are going to just work the right way, but I get home from the long travel to Philly and back, and let me adjust this one adjustment because it seems to be... All right, there we go. Anyway, we get back from Philly, and I find out my mother's in the hospital. And so, doing what I had to do, I went there and saw her, and for the next couple days, spent time with my mother. And so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday comes along, and I'm having band practice, and I'm sitting there doing my thing, and all of a sudden, as strange as it sounds, I just started being frozen and just like chattering my teeth and fingers, and I couldn't get warm. And I can't say I've never had that before, so it wasn't like that scary to me, that scary to me yet. But from that point, I told you guys to go, and then I would. I just didn't want anybody to get whatever it is I got, and little did I know what I really had.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Be gone." Next day it comes.
Now wait a minute, you're missing a part there. Ken left, but I didn't. I stayed.
Well, you stayed a little while.
I stayed for an hour because I told you I'd give you an hour.
But I said that if it happened again, I would go to the hospital. So come Saturday, I'm running around doing all kinds of errands and stuff, and my dog and I are out driving around and having a good time and partying, picking up chicks, and
Get right, buddy. No, Buddy says no chicks.
picking up chicks and all that and having a good time. And I come home and it happens again, and I thought, well, that came out of nowhere, and it truly came out of nowhere because I was feeling pretty good. And well, then I wasn't getting any better, and I decided to get a hold of you and figure out how we can make this thing go away.
And what was really odd was he will send me a text message usually. This time it was audio.
Because I couldn't touch the keyboard because
Right.
my fingers were moving.
And all it said was, it happened again, and I could hear him shaking. So I called you
Yeah.
just to find out what was going on, and that's like, okay, I'm on my way out.
It was scary. It was, I got to say that I haven't had a reason to go to the hospital for quite a while, other than seeing my mom, which was, so it kind of scared me, but I figured they were going to shoot me up with some antibiotics, send me home, and that'd be it.
Yeah.
And that's what I figured would be the worst of it.
Can I admit something now? At first, with all the shivering and stuff, I thought it might have been COVID related.
It crossed my mind, but it seemed fairly unlikely because...
I mean, I know you weren't really around anybody, but
Right.
just with you going to visit your mom, that you could have picked something up. I mean, that's where my concern was.
Well,
but I didn't want to
it did
make things worse by saying anything.
Well, I mean, it crossed my mind, but it seemed unlikely because of the way that, there was nobody really around me at any given time.
Okay.
And if they were around me, they had a mask. So I've been real careful about being around other people and being around other people that don't respect other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so as far as that went, I felt like it probably wasn't, but maybe it could be. I didn't really discount it totally, but I really thought that it shouldn't have been that. But I wasn't about to, I didn't want to count anything out. I just felt so horrible, and I was tired of breathing heavily, and because it just was pushing on my chest and all kinds of things. So, it was bad enough that I was willing to go without struggling.
Yes.
And so we got there around probably 2:30, 3 o'clock maybe, and we sat around and they ran tests throughout the day, and they basically scanned my body up and down, and they gave me the basic idea that if I didn't go, if I didn't stay overnight, like I thought, okay, overnight, I can handle overnight.
Yeah, because at first they told you they thought it was pneumonia.
Yeah. And that's what I thought it was. But, I'm not really a doctor. I play one on TV, but I feel that they have a better idea than I do. So, went into the ER and they ran their tests, and they said I'm going up to a room.
Yes.
But they also said that if I didn't want to go to the room, I could go home, but, And whenever they say but, I thought, okay, I'll just stay here overnight. It can't be that bad. One night would be okay. Except that it didn't end up being one night.
Nope.
It ended up being 5 nights, or 6 nights, whatever it was. Whatever number that, 6, 5.
Let's see. Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and you come home Wednesday. So
5
4
nights.
nights, 5 days.
And that was the worst I've had in years. Because even as late as Wednesday, I told him I wasn't sure that I wanted to go home. Because it was feeling like I really wasn't able to sleep for a couple nights, and I woke up with a headache, and I woke up with all kinds of pain, and I didn't really want to go home because I didn't feel that I was really ready, but I didn't want to stay there either, so...
And your temperature kept doing this roller coaster thing.
Yeah.
Which didn't help.
Well, the last night I didn't have a temperature, they said, and even though I would have put money on it that I did, because I really was not feeling that good, so, but, you know, it is what it is. I am out, and took 2 days to myself, and then went back to see my mom again, because she's still in the hospital. And the walk from her room to the parking lot and back is 0.4 miles. And I didn't know if I could handle that after being sick, because that's basically a mile of walking.
250, yeah.
What do you mean 250?
I said 2/5.
2/5? What's...
Of a mile. 0.4.
0.4 is half a mile.
No, it didn't. 0.5 is half a mile.
All right, just barely. But together, it's...
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's almost a mile when I walk both ways. And so I did it, and I'm almost 100% right now, so I'm happy to be back the right way. So it was horrible. It was a bad thing, but now I'm fighting with the insurance company, or partially fighting. My sister's fighting with the insurance company, and I'm fighting with them as well, to get my mother a good place, because the only place they picked was the worst reviews I've ever seen on a place, and I just don't want her to go to the worst place. You know, they said they're COVID free for a month. That's probably because the person that had COVID died. That's a good reason for being COVID free. Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm just happy to be back, and any of you that have missed me, good.
Well, I made sure, I checked in on Buddy and took care of him for you. Anything you needed, all you had to do was say so, and, I would have checked on your mom, too, but...
It says Trash Talking Radio again. What the...
No, it doesn't. That was before.
No, you're looking at the wrong screen. That's Twitter. Twitter's the one that has Trash Talking. I changed it before the last show, or after the last show. Can't believe it says that again. It does say it, though. Anyway, so here I am. I'm still alive, whether you like it or not. And,
yeah, you've used 4 of your 9 lives, so we're done for a while.
Yeah, that's a real 4. That's a real 4 of 9. When I say I used 4 of my 9 lives, I am not kidding about that.
Yes.
I am absolutely 100% positively lucky that I got through 4 of the 9 lives, and a lot of people don't get 9 lives, but I get them. I'm only halfway there, so not even quite halfway there. So hopefully we're done for a while.
Well, we're gonna make these. We're not gonna use any more for a while. You've had your fun now.
Well, I haven't used one for 8 years.
Well, we're gonna make it a long time before you use another one.
The last one was 2012. Last one before that was 2001. Last time before that was...
So anything over 8 years.
Well, one was in 1982. That was the first one. Where was the second one at? Now, I know there was 4 of them.
Yeah.
Can't remember the second one. I remember the 3rd and 4th one. Oh, wait. Oh,
Most of his nurses, Eric, were male. So I don't think he got their numbers. There was a couple females, but they were all nice.
No, wait a minute. Back that up a little bit. Most of my nursing assistants were male. I had some pretty hot nurses.
But you didn't get their numbers.
I didn't feel up to it. There was not one single thing that I wanted from them. I just wanted to...
you just wanted the pain medicine.
I didn't get much pain.
No?
All they gave me was a liquid Advil in my...
IV.
Yeah, IV. So I didn't have any narcotics while I was there. So I've been narcotic free actually for over a month, about a month and a half. I've had no opioids at all.
But the nice thing is, the nurses and the assistants that you did have, all of them were very nice. I mean, they would answer any questions, you know. And I know you don't like to bother people, but they're like, you know, that's what we're here for. So, you know, I really liked the way that you were treated. I mean, I wouldn't... And it's funny because I worked for the competition, and I would still go to that hospital.
Well, they're good people, and the actual team that they gave me was pretty darn on top of it. The one guy made me a promise he would get me out before my birthday, and he did it.
Yep.
So,
day before.
well, it's better than dying in the hospital.
Oh yeah.
So.
And what was funny was when you were admitted Saturday, and I left Saturday night and come home. Sunday I went in, and Saturday they gave me a purple band to wear, saying so that they knew I was with him, that I brought him in. For some strange reason, I did not take that off when I got home Saturday night. I left it on. When I went in to see you Sunday, they're like, "You're not on the list," and I was like, "But I brought him in," and I showed them the band.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know, they called, "Oh, okay, you know, fine."
You mean you couldn't use the "I'm with the band" comment?
No, they wouldn't let me. So they put another purple one on me for Sunday. And then Monday, after work, I stopped. And they were asking me again. They're like, "Well, you're not on the list." And I'm like, "Look." And I showed them my wrist. I'm like, Saturday, Sunday. You know, and so they looked in the book. Oh, yes, you were here. Because they really monitor how many visitors you have.
They're not as strict, apparently, as my mother's hospital. Because they would allow you or another person there.
Right, as long as we were not there together.
Right, and my mother were only
right.
allowed
My
one
hospital is only one
day.
person per day. Right.
Yeah. So...
But, you know, at one point, I think I had 4 different purple bands on until they finally got it where it's like, look, I know I'm allowed in.
Well, they called up.
Yeah. And I think they fixed it then eventually.
Yeah.
You know, and because we did ask about other people coming in, and they said yes, as long as we're not there at the same time.
Anyway, I'm still here, and I'm still rocking and all that fun stuff, and I bought the Ovox that I was supposed to buy several weeks ago because it went on sale even cheaper than last time.
Oh, see? So, your being sick was a good thing.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I should be sick more often.
No.
Anyway, all right. Let's go on to more important things.
Your puppy missed you too much, so no, you cannot be sick more often.
It's because I spoil him.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk about dead people.
Oh.
Chadwick Boseman. I really like him a lot, and I really feel bad that he died. He died at such a young age, 43 years old.
Ugh.
What a shame. Black Panther star. And I'll tell you what, for a guy that died of cancer, he's built. He looks pretty good. It's a shame he didn't feel very good because we have lost him. And he was a very promising actor. I have to tell you that when I think of people that are, sick, it wouldn't have been him. He would have been probably the last person I would have thought would have been the guy to kick the bucket. Because he was a great actor. I really liked the stuff he played. I wasn't even a baseball fan, but I loved the movie Jackie Robinson. He was the star of that. He played Jackie Robinson. And, I don't know if you know who Jackie Robinson is, but...
Wasn't he a baseball player?
Not only was a baseball player, but he was one of the first black baseball players.
Okay.
So he was, had to overcome the stigma of the white people taking the game the way they did. So he played James Brown, Jackie Robinson, Thurgood Marshall, and Marvel's Black Panther on the big screen. He died Friday night after a battle with cancer. He was 43. never publicly disclosed his fight with cancer. He died with his wife and family by his side. His publicist said that to the Associated Press. So I really thought this guy, he was awesome. I mean, he nailed it in everything I've ever seen him in. And he had a lot of stuff he was working on. So I checked to see if he did finish the Black Panther 2 movie, and I don't think he'd finished that. Or I don't think they did it because, well, probably COVID-19 was the biggest problem with that. But he was loved by everybody. Everybody.
He's going to be difficult to replace.
And actually, from one of the people that loved him was my girl. She's the girl from Walking Dead.
Oh.
She's the girl with the katana. Anyway, she pays tribute to the profoundly generous Chadwick Boseman. Talks about he led Black Panther and he changed everything for black representation. He's the first big black superhero.
Right.
So he came out with the Black Panther, and not only did that movie do good, it broke box office numbers by a big amount because no one had ever seen anything as like, I mean, not just because it was black, but because it was such a good movie and so well done. And it was just what a shame to lose that guy so young, because he truly was one of a kind. But yeah, he's loved by many, many. And it says here, you want to talk about a guy who not only appreciated his fame, but he kept giving back to the kids. He visited kids with cancer in 2018. Oh, La Bentenia, of course it is. Yes, that's what I said. Oh, yeah, whatever you're saying. I have no idea what you're saying. All right, we'll just shut you up then, because oh, that's a Biden. Anyway, here we go.
Before he's shot to death. He's in a wheelchair, swaddled in hospital blankets, his face covered by a mask. He's being dropped off at a Santa Monica hospital by family members who aren't allowed to go with him because of COVID-19. We're learning more about
that's the thing. The thing about this COVID thing is that it cuts people off from their families. Like Melanie was in the hospital and she couldn't have anybody come see her,
Right.
Except I think she had to designate one person. But me, my mom, all these people, are really affected by this. When you need your family the most, you can't have them there.
Well, if I'd have thought about it, I would have taken you out to Hershey, and then if they would have admitted you, maybe they would have given you the same room with your mom and have a family discount. It was an idea.
I thought I liked you at one point.
You do like me.
Not anymore.
Oh, you like me.
So he had colon cancer too. That's another weird thing. Oh, geez, he looks bad there. And that's something else to think about too. I mean, the African American people are more susceptible than us whiteys. Man, I can't believe how thin he is.
This video, obtained by Inside Edition, was taken as he was going for coffee with his mom, using a wooden pole for support.
Jeez.
One of the few who shared his struggle, his longtime girlfriend, Sarah Simone. They married in his final month, apparently both aware the end was near.
Wow.
Across the world, people are coming to grips with the death.
I'm just ready for 2020 to be done and gone. It's been a terrible year so far.
If you had said, who do you think's going to go next, he wouldn't be in even my spotlight.
Well, that's why he wasn't on our lists.
Yeah.
Gail King wore a Wakanda dress. Words to express what an amazing human being Chadwick
Who are you?
Josh Gad choked back
Oh.
tears.
Oh, okay, I know him.
Tribute. They starred together in
Oh, yeah. That was a great movie. What a fantastic movie. had one after another of just fantastic movies. That was a good one because what it was he was a lawyer, but he was not allowed to represent in that state. So he ended up getting this guy to represent him.
Oh.
And he did all the work, and he got all the credit. And it was and it was based on a true story. What a fantastic movie that was.
Starred together in Marshall, but life of the Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall. Impressing everyone.
Of course, you never can say enough about,
Right.
Even,
he made a cameo.
Yeah, he did.
It's the fact that he kept his illness from all his famous co-stars and directors.
That's tough. That's got to be tough to do that.
Because he was a caretaker, a leader, and a man of faith, dignity, and pride, he shielded his collaborators from the suffering. In his two brief
That was an awesome movie, too.
like historic figures like Jackie Robinson and James Brown.
That was awesome, too.
But his role as the Black Panther has made him an icon. He visited 6 children at St. Jude's Hospital in 2018.
That is awesome, too.
With special bonds he shares with the country. Children.
Who would have thought?
He broadcast Black Panther commercial-free Sunday, followed by a 2020 special hosted by Robert Roberts.
When we heard about his passing, many of us could not put into words what that loss meant.
I don't have anything up. Wait a minute here. I have the wrong screen up. Nobody's enjoying this but us. Wow. Sorry about that. If nobody said anything.
It's not just a loss that we're
Oops.
going to feel his absence.
Well, I won't get in trouble for that video anyway. Anyway. Yeah, he was one of a kind. I don't think anybody had anything bad to say about him. What if I told you I don't care? There you go. Got rid of it. Ha. All right. Anyway, so that's such a shame. But it proves that we're all vulnerable to everything. It could be cancer, could be COVID, could be hit by a car. I mean, there's none of us getting out of this alive. At least that's what I was told. I haven't seen anybody that got out of it alive yet. So, yeah, that's another. It says here, Netflix cancels the virtual screening of Chad Boswick's final film, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I'm not really sure why they did that because, generally when someone dies, they want to preserve what they did.
Maybe it wasn't finished, so they couldn't, they don't want to put it out there if it wasn't finished or something. Who knows?
Oh, here's what it says. Virtual screening of Chadwick Boseman's final film, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, has been canceled by Netflix. Originally scheduled to go ahead August 31st, the spokesman announced the news in the statement in which a streaming service described Chadwick's passing as an incredible loss. We're all heartbroken over the passing of Chadwick Boseman, a true fighter, as his family called him in his poignant tribute. And this is an incredible loss. So, I don't know. I think it would have been good to have it on to pay tribute to him.
Yeah, but if it wasn't, was it finished? Did they say?
Yeah, it's finished. Yeah. It says here the co-starring Viola Davis in the title role. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom shows the rising tensions and temperatures over the course of an afternoon recording session in 1920s Chicago as a band of musicians await a trailblazing performer, the legendary mother of blues, Ma Rainey. So, what are you doing?
Getting text messages from Natasha.
Oh. Anyway, yeah, well, anyway, Denai Guerrera is the one I was talking about from Walking Dead, and she was sharing her grief, and she posted a heartfelt tribute to the late actor on Twitter. It says, I'm so thankful to have taken the Black Panther journey with him, to have known him, spent time in his light and leadership and call him forever a friend. So, yeah, that's a big loss, knowing that he won't be doing any more pictures, because I really, really did like a lot of the stuff he did. So, this is interesting. Whoopi Goldberg says that Disney should build a Wakanda park, a Wakanda theme park, because they own Marvel, and they could build a Wakanda theme park in honor of Chadwick, and that would be kind of cool. I don't know that they'll do it, but I don't see why wouldn't. I mean, they could take Animal Kingdom and turn it into Wakanda, and because they have a lot of lions and tigers and bears, oh my, and they could do that without any major changes and just rename it, Wakanda. That'd be really cool. I think that'd be really cool. So that I'd like to see. So
this is what happens when you have all your other sounds turned down except for your children's that are emergencies that come through no matter what.
Yeah, she should know that you're here. Because where else are you this time of day in this particular...
Well, last week I was in a hospital.
Well, today is another day. So anyway, I want to post this so that people can read it. It's kind of cool. It's I'd like to see a Wakanda. Be kind of fun.
So, what is a Wakanda?
Wakanda is where the Black Panther was from.
Oh, okay.
You got to go see that movie. It's really good.
I did. I just didn't understand the Wakanda part.
You should go see it again. Then you'll understand it.
Yes, I do need to see it again.
I only saw it like 6 times.
Only.
Just one of those movies I rarely see a movie more than once. But if I really like a movie, I'll see it as many times as it takes. So, all right, so he's dead. We also lost a personal favorite of mine and someone who was on the Trash Talking Radio show many years ago. I can't even tell you what year it was. Bullet Bob Armstrong passes away at 80 years old.
Wow.
Now, he lost his son. Scott Armstrong is not the one he lost. He lost Brad Armstrong. Brad Armstrong was awesome. Brad Armstrong died, and he died in his 40s, I think. And what a super talent that guy was. But Bob Armstrong was really he was the patriarch of that family, and he was one of a kind. I can't believe he wrestled as late as he did. I mean, he's 80 years old. It says here the news was first announced by his son Scott. Now Scott if he's 80, Scott's probably 60. I would think.
I think so.
I would think. In March, Scott tweeted that his dad came over for a workout despite bone cancer in his ribs, shoulder, and prostate, all of which he refused treatment for. It says his wife, Vita Gale, died in late June, so he was probably ready. He was ready to go. His wife died. He didn't really want to keep going. This guy was a U.S. Marine, and he was born Joseph James. If you ever wondered why Road Dogg,
okay,
his name Jesse James,
okay,
that's his father.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It says here he began his career in 1960 in Georgia and became the NWA mainstay in the southeastern U.S. before retiring in 1988. He returned to wrestling occasionally from 1992 to 2019 in Smoky Mountain, WCW, and TNA Impact, as well as other various indies. Incredibly, the Georgia-born powerhouse wrestled his last match in 2019, ending a career that spanned 6 decades.
Wow.
So all 4 of his sons have had lengthy careers. Brian gained fame as Road Dogg. That's Jesse James. In WWF and WWE. Still works for the company. He doesn't still work for those. You're incorrect about that, I think. Brad was a standout in both NWA and WCW, passing away in 2012. I thought he died a lot longer ago than that. All right. And Steve wrestled for more than 10 years for top organizations. And Joseph, also known as Scott, has been in the business since 1983 for several top organizations, including WWE. One of those guys, I want to say the last guy, Scott, was a ref, but I might be wrong about that. Says Bob held a litany of Mid-South, Southeastern Championship Wrestling and various other NWA affiliates. He was named to the WWE Hall of Fame in 2011.
Okay, it said Scott was an American wrestling producer, referee, and retired professional.
He's the one that, is that the, which one is that?
Scott.
Scott, okay. Which one did I say it was? I said...
Because he has 3 brothers.
Yeah, that's the one. That's
Brad,
the one.
Steve, and Brian.
Yep, that's the one I said. That's the one. Known as Scott. So, yeah, that's the one that was the ref. And he looked just like his dad. He looked so much like his dad.
He went by Dixie Dynamite. Isn't that a female's name?
I guess not.
Okay.
So, anyway. So that's the second one that died. Then, one of these days you're going to stop sending these to me because now you're going to pay. Then, which one do you want to do first?
The easy one.
Which one's the easy one? Is that the heavy metal one?
Yeah.
All right. So then you send me Quiet Riot drummer dies.
And it's all because you were a musician.
Well, yeah. But, you know, it's weird because I didn't know Quiet Riot was still around because, well, he was 68. That's a long time. In April 2019, he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Information he shared publicly several months later. His name is Frankie Benali. And it says Benali's treatments caused him to miss several shows, although he continued to keep fans up to date about his health through social media. As bills piled up, the GoFundMe was set up and raised more than $47,000. So, wow. I mean, you know, the thing is, these guys don't have insurance, and it wouldn't take it don't take much to put you out.
Nope.
And so, yeah, it's a shame. But they had pretty good stuff. I mean, everybody knows who they were. You know, you didn't know the name of the songs right away, but
right.
You heard of the band.
Right.
And so we decided to do a song. Which one did we decide? The second, this one?
No, Aeroplane.
No, that's the other band.
Oh, no,
Come On, Feel the Noise?
Yeah, that was it. Because I knew that one.
Okay, this one here. Because you couldn't read it from the back and
right.
Okay. So we're going to do a little tribute to Frankie Benali. At the
I haven't heard this song in years, and I'm surprised I still remember it.
All right, here we go. You ready?
I think so.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you gonna be humiliated?
Yes.
How are we doing it? Me first, you second?
Yeah, that works.
Right. I'm not gonna do yeah because my throat isn't up to that. So, here we go. Yeah, baby. Rock and roll. Coming your way on the Trash Talking Radio Show. Here we go. Excuse me. Well, I'm a axe grinder, pile driver, Mama says that I never mind her. Got no brains, I'm insane. The teacher says that I'm one big pain.
I'm like a laser, sixing razor. I got a mouth like an alligator.
She does.
I want it louder, more power. I'm gonna rock you till it strikes the hour.
Bang your head. Everybody. Mental health will drive you mad. Bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad. All right. All right, here we go again. Oh, I'm frustrated, outdated. I really wanna be overrated. I'm a finder and I'm a keeper. I'm a loser and I ain't no weeper.
I got the boys to make the noise. Won't ever let up. Hope it annoys you. Join the pack. Fill the crack. Well, now you're here and there's no way back.
Bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad. Bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad. Mental health will drive you crazy.
Mental health will cure you mad.
Mental health is what we all need.
It's what you ought to have. Oh.
All right. We could finish at any time, I guess. We don't have to continue with this. But you get the general idea. Wait a minute. Where are we at here? That's a real long break. Wait a minute. Hold on here. Here we come. Here we come. I don't remember how this goes. Oh, too early. Oh. Ha. Not going to scream. Here we go. Bang your head. Wake the dead. Oh, metal mad. It's for your head. So bang your head and raise the dead. Oh yeah, mental health. I keep saying mental health. It's what you want. No, no, no. Bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad. Bang your head. Mental health will drive you mad.
Oh, it just works.
Like a charm tonight. The vampires are gonna set you right. Oh, rock on, rock ya, rock ya. Bang your head. All right, enough of that. Let's see, that's one strike for YouTube. Okay, let's go for the other one. Let's see if we can get two. I'm sure we can. All right, the other people that died, the other person who died. And actually, I didn't realize that this guy was 64, but I'm thinking about it. And that makes sense because I listened to their stuff in the 80s. So it is entirely possible that he could have died being 64. Jack Sherman with the Red Hot Chili Peppers passed away. Unknown causes as the band pays tribute to the unique musician. The band took to Instagram on Friday to announce Jack's passing, calling him unique. The guitarist played on the band's self-titled debut and contributed their albums Freaky Styley, Mother's Milk, and Abbey Road EP. Jack replaced Hillit Slavic on the band's 1983 debut album, and the subsequent Freaky Styley was replaced by Slavic before the latter album was released. So, it took me a while to really understand and appreciate this band because they were so obscure to what was out at that time. And I was into all rock, but I couldn't quite get the... Like, he came out with rapping and singing and all that stuff, and not he did, not Jack Sherman, but that band. So it really threw me for a loop because it wasn't what I was used to hearing because the music was really ever changing at that point. But I really did like, I learned to appreciate those guys, and I hope the band continues. But little did I think about how old they were, that they could be that old. So I'm assuming the rest of the band is that old too. So, but those guys were great. I mean, Flea is just an awesome bass player, and it's hard to replace a member of a band when you're so used to their style of playing.
Well, of course.
So, but anyway, we chose a song for them too, and actually, I didn't even go to the Wikipedia. I just talked a little bit about them. But where is the song? Here it is. I think I got the exact one by. I thought I did. What did we decide?
Airplane.
Oh, is that the one?
Yeah, you're doing the verse. I'm doing the chorus.
Here it is. Oh, shut your mouth. Nobody wants your information. Okay, we need to go there. We need to make it big. All right, there we go. This is a band that I actually used to do stuff. And I can't remember it that well, but we'll do it.
Oh, it starts out with the chorus, doesn't it? Yeah.
No, this isn't the chorus.
Yeah, it is.
I like pleasure spiked with pain, and music is my aeroplane. It's my aeroplane. Songbird sweet and sour Jane, and music is my aeroplane. It's my aeroplane. Pleasure spiked with pain. That is always spiked with pain. You're right.
I told you.
Looking in my own eyes, hey Lord, I can't find the love I want. Somebody better slap me before I start to rust, before I start to decompose. Looking in my rearview mirror, looking in my rearview mirror, I can make it disappear. I can make it disappear. Have no fear.
I like pleasure spiked with pain, and music is my aeroplane. It's my aeroplane. Songbird sweet and sour Jane, and music is my aeroplane. It's my aeroplane. Pleasure spiked with pain. That always spiked with pain.
Sitting in my kitchen, hey girl, I'm turning into dust again. My melancholy baby, the star of Maximus, pushed her voice inside of me. I'm overcoming gravity. I'm overcoming gravity. It's easy when you're sad to be. It's easy when you're sad. Sad like me.
I like pleasure spiked with pain, and music is my aeroplane. It's my aeroplane.
Everyone.
Songbird, sweet and sour Jane, and music is my aeroplane. It's my aeroplane. Pleasure spiked with pain.
That's me on the bass. I play just like Flea. I got a Flea collar though. Just one note could make me float away. One note from the song she wrote could where I lay. Just one note could make me jerk. One note that's not a lie. Just one note could cut my throat. One note could make me die.
I like pleasure spiked with pain, and music is my aeroplane. It's my aeroplane. Songbird, sweet and sour Jane, and music is my aeroplane. It's my aeroplane. Pleasure spiked with pain.
That's me playing a lead bass. Hey, I'm good. Can't even barely see my hands move. That's where the stupid kids start saying. Now I'm playing lead guitar. We did this live for years and years, actually. This is a song that we used to do regularly. It's my aeroplane. I think that's how it ends. Let's see. Yep, that's it. Anyway, congratulations on your successful choruses. Let's see if we get 2 strikes on that, because that'll be another one for YouTube to yell at us for. All right, that's 2 for 2. So, all right. All right, that's all the deaths for today.
Good.
That's enough. It almost said... Now, I got a question. If I had died, would you have done a show tributing me? You have access to all this equipment.
Yes, I do, but I would have done it a little bit differently.
You wouldn't have done sing-along with
No.
Mike Trash?
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
Because I could never duplicate you.
No one can ever duplicate another company. I mean, another band and stuff.
But I would have done a Facebook Live.
All right. So, we're good. All right, so we got that all done and out of the way. Now we can move on to more stuff.
because this is you. I mean, this is all yours.
Yeah. But if I'm dead, I'm not going to do a whole lot with it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I couldn't do this. I would do it Facebook Live.
I do have to work on... It did encourage me to work on my will and stuff, and got to make sure Buddy's taken care of. And I was talking to my finance guy about that, too, and he told me how I can do it to make sure he's taken care of. So if this were to happen again, and this time I didn't make it out, you know, I would basically assign a number and a fund manager and whoever's taking care of them to do it right. So,
well, I know this time I would stop in and check on him, and I even tried the FaceTime thing because you were missing him as much as he was missing you. But he didn't want any part of that.
It's because he wasn't missing me. He was having a good time.
No, he was missing you. He just didn't understand the way FaceTime works.
No, he was trying to get you out because he had dogs that he was
playing
around with.
I know.
All right.
Your puppy.
All right, so movies are starting to do things. Nothing that we can really enjoy too much, but Tenet, I guess it is, Tenet, opened worldwide, 53 million worldwide launch. Now, of that 53 million, guess what the U.S. was?
Oh, maybe 100,000?
Now, well, okay, a little better than that.
Remember, we saw previews for that before all this hit.
Right. But this was going to be a big blockbuster. And they kept pushing off the release date because they wanted it to, end up in the theaters rather than, your regular pay-per-view or, pay-per-view thing. It says here, Christopher Nolan's Tenet has surged for $53 million for an opening worldwide box office, which includes 40 overseas markets and Canada. The numbers are a triumph for the highly anticipated Warner Brothers title, which which bows in the U.S., China, and other markets this coming week. So, it did 7 million, I believe, in the U.S., which it would be a big disappointment because, you know, all the... Here it is. In terms of market breakdowns, UK led all Tenet play at 7.1 million in 3,400 screens and pulled a 74% share, demonstrating the hunger for significant titles. You know, that's one thing, is that all these months we've gotten nothing really of any substance as far as releases, because, you know, they're gonna release Mulan, the non-cartoon one,
right,
on Disney Plus that you can get for $30.
Oh.
Or you can go to I don't know if they're going to do the theaters now or not, or if they're just going to do it on there. So, but anyway, it says here that 7.1 million in the UK. It said France did 6.7 million. Korea, which is of the one of the areas that has seen a COVID resurgence of late, did 5.1 million, and Germany did 4.2 million. So, I mean, I guess they can consider that. I don't know what they put into it because it didn't say, but that's pretty successful considering movie theaters are down and are going to continue to be down because there's a lot of us that don't really want to go to them anymore. Well, for now. And that's how I kind of feel about it. I'm not ready to go back to the theaters because there's too much unknown there. You know, I can control who comes into my house, and I don't know that I'm ready to put it out there for
right,
theaters
because
yet.
I mean, I've been following along with some of the other news stories, and like, you know, all the Penn State students came back.
Yeah.
And those numbers in Center County are going up again because of the students.
Yep.
You know, and with school just starting, there's one school district that is looking at closing down again because the numbers are rising.
Absolutely.
And I was just talking to one of my daughters before the show, and she was at the point where she was going to do, you know, 2 days in school, 2 days homeschool with my grandson, and she's like, I can't. You know, she's sending him to school full time, but, you know, he's got the face shield that he wears. The classes aren't that big because there are parents that are homeschooling. They're
I don't know what I would do if I was a parent right now.
And that's what I said to her. I said, what are you going to do if the school shuts down and you have to homeschool them? You know, that's something that I encouraged her to look into and get Plan B in place so that when it happens, she's ready for it. Because when all this hit in March, it was like scramble to get everything done the quick as you can.
Well, who would have seen any of that? I mean, this is all
right
messed up for all of us. As far as Nolan, Christopher, that Tenet, if you wanted to see it 70 millimeter, which is really high res, there's only 7 places playing it. In the Plaza in Atlanta, Georgia, Music Box in Chicago, Illinois, Willow Creek in Plymouth, Minnesota, Gateway Center in Columbus, Ohio, Highland in Austin, Texas. That's in 70 millimeter format.
The Ohio one's the closest one to us.
And then Indiana State Museum IMAX is in Indianapolis, and AutoNation IMAX in Fort Lauderdale. Oh wait, let's see if there's
road trip.
Let's check Pennsylvania to make sure that. Got to see if we're going to have anything in here. Here we go. Okay. This is when's this stuff here? It says. Okay, this week it's opening in our basic area. All right, let's see what we got. Bensalem, Center Valley, Dixon City, Downingtown, Lidditz. Here we are. The Penn Cinema in Lidditz. There's none in Harrisburg, is there? Oh wait, here's a York has Queensgate. Okay, they can go to Queensgate if we wanted to go. Yeah, there's not a whole lot. These are all IMAXs though, so they're releasing it at a higher resolution. So interesting thing about the there aren't as many places opening. Now the other thing in movies would be the New Mutants, which is the new X-Men, and that opened in got 7 million in theaters during its opening weekend. 7 million for Mutants.
Wow.
When we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars they spent on that movie. It says here the New Mutants, the latest comic book movie from Marvel and 20th Century Studios, brought in an estimated $7 million. That's got to be a flop big time. The story tells about young people discovering their powerful mutant abilities, and is one of the first notable movies to open during the coronavirus outbreak. It opened in the middle of the pandemic as the theater chains slowly open their doors. AMC, the largest chain, and others are opening with new health measures such as capping seating. It just horrible to think about all the things you got to think about now to just go see a movie.
Oh, I know.
So,
and that's hard because, with this happening the way it did, I mean, even though we've been in this situation and we've been talking about this for a couple of months now, there are still people that just, they're so used to, wearing masks, for example. Sometimes you just forget because you're not. And I've done it.
Yeah, me.
And then it's like, oh, that's right, I got to go get that, you know.
When I went to see my mom Sunday, I left the car almost 3 times before I remembered the mask was... I actually started walking to the place and then realized I didn't have my mask on. Kept remembering things because it had been a while since I had gone to see her, and I was trying to remember everything I wanted to take in. It's horrible. I mean, it's bad enough to have to remember that stuff, but when you stop doing it for a while because of being sick and in the hospital yourself,
And I know usually I'll keep mine hanging on my mirror, but if I use a cloth one, then it's like I don't put that one on the mirror. And then I have to remember which one did I use last and how long did I use it. And on the off chance that I don't have any cloth ones with me, I know I have the spares in the glove box. And
the next thing was something you gave me that is exciting.
Yay, road trip!
Pro wrestling themed restaurant opens in Campbell's Creek.
I think we need a road trip, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know where it is, but
West Virginia.
I know it's in West Virginia, but West Virginia could be 4 hours.
5.
Okay, 5
I checked it out already.
No, not really into driving 5 hours to get a meal. Not in this day and age.
I tried.
So I didn't realize that was in...
Nope, I already looked it up.
Must be Western Pennsylvania then. Down by the Pittsburgh area. I still would like to see it, but I'm not willing to drive that far for that dinky place, because that looks like a really small place. And if I got there and wasn't able to eat, I'd be really mad.
Well, there's also no charging station around there either.
How do you know?
No, I'm saying at that particular location. So we couldn't charge and eat at the same time.
Yeah, so they blew it. Tell them they can keep their food. Dwayne Johnson. Jeez. We heard he's going to be the Black Adam. He reportedly insisting Black Adam fights Henry Cavill's Superman. Now, they're both DC characters, so they could possibly be in the same universe, but why would the two guys be fighting? And after all, Superman had died once already with Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to kill him off again. Everyone's always after the big guy, you know? They always want to take on the guy that everyone thinks they can beat. And Batman actually beat him, so I don't know. What does Black Adam have to prove right now?
Hi, puppy.
Okay, did we get it? I think we got it. Let me make sure I got it. Yep, okay. I have a dog that's being very unhappy. Anyway.
And he's even being petted and he's not real happy.
Well, it's because I'm not petting him. As an architect of his own success that's seen him become the highest paid movie star in the world,
Can you give me that on there,
he
please?
produces almost all of his output through his Seven Bucks production company and gained reputation as one of the few actors that can draw audiences based on the strength of his personal brand alone. Dwayne Johnson should be used to getting his own way by now. After all, there is no chance that a 48-year-old would have signed on to a shared superhero universe without retaining huge levels of creative influence.
Okay.
What? You got a problem? You got to stop. You know? You went a long time this time without really starting to be a pain.
Oh. Well, I was going to do that.
All right. So, it says here that the recent DC Fandom event gave us our best look at the Black Adam yet. Although concrete plot details are relatively thin on the ground, but, you know, it could be, it should be good. I mean, The Rock is now at a point where he can pick and choose whatever he does.
Right.
And he doesn't choose anything really bad. So,
hey, you didn't eat that. No.
So I really think that it will be a decent movie. So I'm really looking forward to it. Of course, I like everything he does.
Uh-huh.
So, okay. Forget what this was. Reopenings. Let's see here. Oh, that was what I was talking about before. I was saying the figures. Mutants got 7 million. And it said here... Okay, that's not... There was something else, though. There was something else I wanted to say on this. I don't remember. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, it says, theater reopenings got tepid response. Several thousand long dormant movie theaters have slowly begun to reopen around the U.S., but business has been slow, which I would expect that. That's not a real surprise to me. So that's why, you know, unfortunately, with all the unknowns, I mean, I realize they're going to scatter it around so that you can only sit at certain spots and things like that. But,
and that's kind of like the restaurants and other things, you know. Businesses are trying to open up, but they have to, you know, reduce their capacity, but yet, you know, a lot of people are still in the same mindset you are. They're not quite ready. You know, we got to make sure that this is good, and then when they're tired of waiting, then they'll make the adjustments that they have to be able to go do what they want.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, eventually I plan on going back and revisiting theaters, because I really like the big theater feeling.
Right.
But I'm just not there yet, especially after my near-death experience. I feel that...
Well, when you're ready, I've got the French toast popcorn seasoning, so I'm good. It came actually Sunday. It was dropped off on my porch.
So should I say it now? I'll say it now. So I bought something today.
Michael! No.
Something I've been talking about buying for a long time.
Another Tesla?
That.
Oh!
I bought $20,000 worth.
Wow.
I figured they just did a 5-for-1 split.
Oh.
And I bought it a little high, but I know it'll surpass what I bought it for.
Okay.
So, I want to see what happens to it.
So you bought another Tesla, but not...
I bought a lot of Tesla. I bought a lot of Tesla. I want to see if it grows or not, because that company is going crazy. Everybody is just... They haven't even announced what is going to happen on Battery Day. There's this big Battery Day thing going real soon. He's going to make an announcement. And if he makes the announcement I think he makes, that stock's going to go higher. Now, my car is 100 kilowatt hour.
Right.
They're talking about 400 kilowatt hours.
Well, I wonder.
That's 1,000 miles.
Do you think that could be like that truck that we saw that was hauling Teslas? Do you
No.
think? Okay.
No, those are just filling orders.
Okay.
They haven't put it into any of the new cars yet. But I really see, if they come up with this big battery thing, could you imagine getting 1,000 miles without a charge, without having to charge?
Wow. So if
That's just my speculation.
So if I can find you a T-shirt that says Tesla, even though it's the band, you'd wear it, right?
Of course I'd wear it.
Okay. I'll look and see if I can find
Tesla
one.
is, to me, the most innovative company in the automobile industry in probably 100 years. Because they've redesigned the car from the ground up. So I don't think I'm going to lose with this, or I wouldn't put so much money into it.
Right.
But I really think this is going to be a part of. When I talked to my finance guy today, I said, "By the way, are any of my stocks in Tesla?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, good. I wanted to know that, because that meant I got advantage of the 7-to-1 split." But I decided I was going to buy some on my own too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is not part of my portfolio with my finance guy. This is my personal portfolio.
Right.
That if it went belly up, I would lose every penny of it. So I don't see it doing that because it's only going up. In fact, when I was going to buy it originally, it was at $300 a share, and I said, "Geez, that's a lot of money." And then it went up to what, $1,700 a share?
Oh, I know.
So, yeah, I'm hoping that I pulled the trigger at the right time, but we'll find out. In fact, that will be a new part of our show, Stock Check.
What color? You want black, blue, red to match the car?
Why are you doing?
Because I'm looking.
Oh. All right. Anyway. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, tell her. Anyway, Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted has been a underground phenomenon for years, since the 80s. And they're back with a new Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Excellent!
And boy, I don't even know what to think about that, because you think these guys are now in their probably late 40s, if not 50s, because Keanu Reeves, I think, has got to be up there. And this guy here, the other guy, Alex Winter, nobody's seen him. We don't know where he's at. So, I don't know. It's kind of funny, though, because... Oops, did I just do that? I don't know if I did it or not. Let's see here. I hate when I do it twice. Oh, I did do it. Okay. So, yeah, I just think that Bill and Ted have been... It's hard to believe they actually are going to get another movie out of this. And George Carlin's in the movie, and he's been dead for...
Wow.
I don't know, 20 years? It's just funny to think about that. Because here we are looking at someone who's probably says, okay, the first two films were 1989 and 1991. Respectively,
right there.
Introduced Bill S. Preston, Esquire, and Ted Theodore Logan. And they had a band called the Wild Stallions. So,
bless you.
I mean, we'll see what happens. It just is interesting how they're going to play these teenagers, although they're now, like I said, late 40s, if not 50s. And I kind of think it's funny. But we'll see. But my understanding is that somehow they ended up putting, what's his name? George Carlin in here. So, it's funny. But we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully they do well with it. And I think they released it on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully. Let's see, what's it say? I want to say Netflix.
Puppy, you have it. It's over here. You didn't need it.
He didn't want that. Don't you know? Don't you read his mind?
No.
See? If you loved him, you would read his mind.
sometimes I don't know. How about some dinner rounds?
Oh, he never says no to them. I can feed him dinner rounds till the cows come home. All right, where's my mouse? There it is. Okay. Anyway, so that's Ted and Bill and Ted. All right. Oh, here it is. How they brought... Here it is. This was an article on that. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter on how they brought George Carlin's touching cameo to Bill and Ted's Face the Music. So he is in that movie. I don't know how he's in that movie, considering he's been dead for so long, but he is in that movie. I knew I read it somewhere, and it had to be another article dealing with that. About 15 minutes into the film, it says here, Bill and Ted beam into the year 2720 along with their new time-traveling tour guide, Kelly, who is Kristen Shaw, daughter of the late great Rufus Carlin. As they enter the heavily digitized utopia under threat, they pass by a phone booth where Rufus, at least the hologram of Rufus, emerges. And he says, "Greeting, my excellent friends. What are you looking for at this original phone that I used in my first visit to the Great Ones way back in 1989. I'm going to have to watch them now because I really don't remember the movies. I just remembered they were really corny. So, anyway. There you go. There's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, or whatever it's called now. So, how some older people are supposed to be teenagers, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, next. That's the next one. Oh, yeah. One Disney resort won't open until next summer, or, as others remained closed indefinitely. This one Disney resort is closed indefinitely because of the issues they had with COVID. And I don't remember being down there with this particular resort anyway. This one I don't remember was around when I was around, when I used to go down there, called Polynesian World, a Polynesian village. And I guess if they're going to close one, that would, it says I already did that. Well, screw you then. What did I do? I already did that. Okay, then I got to do this. It looks really nice. I'd like to go to Polynesian Village, but according to the thing here, Disney theme parks have been closed since mid-March because of the coronavirus. Disney spokesman wouldn't comment, but Florida's Disney World may reopen before California's. Orange County, Florida Task Force recommended guidelines for opening the Orlando theme park. In Phase 1, the park could operate at half capacity. In Phase 2, 75% capacity. Employees would wear masks. Staff members with 100.4 temperatures will be sent home. Employees with flu-like symptoms would be required to stay home. Touchless hand sanitizer at all gates, entries, and exits of attractions. Extra cleanings for railings, countertops, and doors. Ride attraction queues and retail lines would have social distance markers. Additional guidelines for restaurants, hotels, and retail would also apply. California's reopening plan appears to be theme parks like Disney in a higher risk category because businesses would open later. So that's basically it. I mean, there's the one that they're closing. It's called Polynesian Resort. It's not slated to open until next summer. So hopefully by then everything will be taken care of. But I mean, I'm not holding my breath on that. So okay, next. Oh, the exciting news of the day, which is more exciting to me than most people. Cobra Kai is coming up with season 3.
Ooh.
They're going to
That's
be...
more exciting than your Tesla stock?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, there's nothing more exciting than that. Cobra Kai... Now, I did not like the original... Well, okay. The Karate Kid I liked.
Yes.
But I really thought that Danny was kind of an ass, even though he was getting picked on and beat up and all that stuff. But I thought, to a certain degree, he deserved it. But, I did have that Mr. Miyagi thing that I really felt bad for him to a certain degree, too. But in the first, what I liked about these Cobra Kais is that they don't pen Johnny as the bad guy necessarily. They pen them both as bad guys. They both are. If you saw the season 1 and season 2, Johnny just wants to open his own little dojo.
Right.
And of course, when he finds out that he opened it, he does everything in his power to make sure that Johnny closes. That's kind of a dick thing to do. And so where Johnny's trying to be a good guy and trying to do things the right way, I think his name was Danny or something like that.
Yeah, it was, oh, wait a minute.
I'll say it's Danny. Yeah, Daniel. Okay.
Yeah, Daniel Russo.
Yeah, Daniel Russo becomes a wealthy business executive owning car sales places. And he does everything in his power to make sure that Johnny is not successful. That's kind of a dick move, especially after all the years, But they keep playing it back and forth. They keep playing it like one's the bad guy, and then a while later the other one's a bad guy.
Right.
And it's like it just keeps growing into a bigger bad thing. And you can see both sides the way that they're writing it. They write it really well because you can't definitively say that this guy is a bad guy. So, yeah. But like I said, I really am looking forward to it. The new one comes out in January, so we'll...
just a few months away.
Yep, it's not far. And...
Well, here's the thing, though. Hopefully, 2021 is going to be a better year all around, so...
It's got to be a better year all around. I don't know, though, because whenever I say that, something's got to be really... Anyway, but the other thing that's cool, and I didn't have this in my notes, I'm just remembering something else next month is really exciting.
September or October? Because
we're already in October.
No, we're
already in September.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that.
You remember.
The thing that's exciting to me is the Walking Dead Season 10 finale is going to be playing in 1 month. And Walking Dead starts in 1 month. And I'm ready for it. They have been playing with my head as to certain people are going to die. A lot of probably series people are going to die this season.
So you're going to have the countdown, right? Like at Christmas time there's the Advent calendar. You're going to have your Walking Dead calendar, right?
I'm ready for it. It'll be a really good end of the season. And then they're going to add like 6 things for the spring to take us to next year's season 11. So instead of getting season 11 this fall, we'll get it next fall. But there's a lot of Walking Dead stuff coming out real soon. That wasn't even in my notes. I just happened to think that I should say something about that. Okay, so Louisiana's getting beat to living daylights. According to CNN, some places won't have power for weeks, if not months, after Hurricane Laura. Hurricane Laura is pretty nasty. It really did some damage down there. 15 years after Katrina, the state faces another long recovery during Laura.
That's why I think that was the reason for Laura Phoenix, her issue.
I doubt it. Laura destroys parts of Louisiana's power grid, after making landfall Thursday as the strongest hurricane to strike the state since 1856. How fast do you think the winds were?
Probably 70, 75
150 miles an hour. It shredded houses and contributed to at least 17 deaths in Louisiana and Texas. So that is
What day was it that I was watching TV, and I want to say it was either Saturday or Sunday, where on the TV it was saying we had tornado warnings, and if you were in a mobile home that it would most likely be destroyed. And luckily it just went down like it was Adams, Cumberland, over on the other side of the river. It wasn't over here, and I thought for sure it was going to be over here.
I'll tell you what, I can't imagine what these people are going through. Just after the Katrina thing was bad enough, and then this one comes out and destroys their places again. So, be glad you don't live in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Florida was supposed to get a big one too, but I don't think they got their big one. So, I don't know. But it looks pretty nasty. It definitely... They're losing access to clean running water. I mean, all that stuff. That just is just amazing. Even my solar panels wouldn't survive that kind of...
Right.
So...
That's awful.
Yeah, it says... This is really kind of... Oh, I hit the wrong one. Let's see if I can get there from here. Nope, can't get there from here. This is really interesting. Hurricane Laura's completely reversed Texas River for about 12 hours. Think about this. The river goes down this way forever, and then they get hit by this storm, and the river's going the opposite direction. Could you imagine how much water that is that causes it to do that?
Nope.
I can't imagine, but it's weird thinking about this house here let's see here. This house here, which is up on stilts, and this one here on stilts, they survived. Boy, I wouldn't even imagine what they're going through. To think that you have to build your house on stilts, and your house still may not make it. Because remember American Ninja Warrior Daniel Gill?
Yes.
His parents' family was devastated, just destroyed his house. And now they're in that area too. They could be gone again.
Ugh.
Jeez.
He'll have to win more money to help him out.
Yeah. He didn't win though.
Well, he'll have to win this time.
He's going to have to get off his butt and win. So, but it's weird to think about that. It says here, as Laura made landfall last week with 150 mile an hour winds, it says here, caused one river in the Lone Star State to flow backwards for several hours. Just, I can't imagine. It says the Outer Banks brought heavy rain into the coast. The Neches River, I don't know if it's Neches or Neches, river flowed a rate of approximately 1,500 cubic feet per second. That's really fast. The river then reached a flow of 7,600 cubic feet per second. But, geez, that's a long, long road to haul with the river going the opposite way. So, what are you doing?
I'm trying to do this and it's not working.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe try to do the show.
I'm listening.
That's the only thing I have for Louisiana. Then we got... Where's it at? Okay, that'd be down here. What time is it? Okay, no. This is, I want to talk about the stupid awards. Man, cops use facial recognition technology to arrest a man after the brazen sex offender is filmed attempting to rape a woman 25 on a Manhattan subway as she screamed in terror. You know, I don't want to tell anybody how to do their business. So just go ahead and keep doing it under the video camera. I mean, what an idiot. I mean, first off, you don't have to rape a woman. Second off, if you're going to rape a woman, you don't want to do it near the cameras. But I'm glad he did, because people like him deserve to be put away for a long time. So, it just amazes me what some of the people will do, you know. But yeah, facial recognition is the way to do it. Jose Reyes was arrested by New York PD's 23rd precinct on Sunday They said they used facial recognition program which matched an image of Reyes to a previous mugshot. Tips sent into the NYPD Crime Stoppers were also used to locate Reyes. He's been charged with attempted rape, assault, and harassment. He was caught on video attempting to rape a 25-year-old woman. A horrific attack took place on a train platform for the Q. And it says here, Reyes approached the woman, climbed on top of her, and attempted to rape her as she screamed in the train station. Can you imagine? That takes a lot of gall. A lot of bystanders formed and yelled at the suspect to leave her alone. The victim suffered minor injuries but refused medical attention. And New York has been reeling from a crime wave this year due to the pandemic. So you want to defund the cops? Oh, there's a good reason. If you defund the cops, there's no one gonna arrest them. I'm just so freaking tired of that kind of crap. You know, I understand there's bad cops. There's bad everything.
Well, yeah.
But you don't refund the cops. Just amazing.
I mean, what if that were one of your family members?
Oh, I'd kill them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if they're defunded, I guess I could kill them and get away with it. I don't know. I just am so tired of the idiots out there that are, asking for the stupid things. Let's outlaw guns so that if someone attacks you in your car, you can't protect yourself. All the things. So it's so weird. 5 shot, 1 fatally at a pancake house.
They were fighting over pancakes?
Nope, they weren't fighting over pancakes, but it was at the pancake house. Looms Pancake House in Morgan Park is better known for bustling with people of all ages Sunday mornings, from churchgoers to families and friends. About an hour before it was scheduled to close on Sunday, the popular breakfast place was sprayed by bullets, leaving 1 person dead and 4 people wounded. At about 1:50, a man dining under a tent in the restaurant when a white SUV pulled up and fired shots in his direction. 31-year-old was struck multiple times and taken to the hospital, where he was believed he was the intended target. So you got to think it was a hit. It wasn't just a coincidence that he got killed. It was a hit on that guy, I think.
That's sad.
Think of all the people that just went there for breakfast, thinking it was the worst. Thinking the worst thing they would run into was someone with COVID. Instead, somebody shot him. Fortunately, it was only 1 person dead, but
the people that were wounded.
Yeah, 5 shot.
And everybody else that was in there, they're probably having PTSD from all this.
Oh, I definitely would be. How about this guy? This shots fired at pro-Trump car caravan, and the suspects barricaded themselves into an LA apartment. Just everybody's whacked out, I swear. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is. What people need to chill out. They need to take a pill or something.
Well, they think because everybody's supposed to be staying home because of COVID that they won't, if they go out and do this, they won't get caught.
I don't know about that. I think just people are nuts.
Yeah.
It says here, SWAT team stormed an apartment complex while hunting for a suspect believed to have shot at cars participating in a pro-Donald Trump caravan. A parade of hundreds of cars caravanning to support the president was driving down Ventura Boulevard when LA cops received reports that weapons were fired at them. This guy was not very good at it because apparently he was caught. I mean, kind of caught because he was... it doesn't say he was caught, does it? All right. Let's see here.
That's only because of political reasons.
Well, yeah, but that's a wrong... I mean, if you don't want him in office, don't vote for him.
Right.
And
exactly.
make sure that you vote this year and vote him out. If that's what you want, that's one way to do it. Why give up your life for this man? I mean, if you didn't want him to be your president, and you did shoot him, and let's say you killed him, you're going to jail for life. And let's say you didn't kill him. You're probably going to go to jail for life anyway. Is it worth that much to you to have someone not be your president? No. I'm not giving my life up for anyone. So forget that. But
some people are just that crazy.
They are crazy. It says here, cop launched chemical irritant into the apartment, entered around 4 p.m. to find nobody inside. One resident tweeted, police currently have us barricaded inside our apartments because there was a shooting, and 3 gunmen have barricaded themselves into the apartment next door. Leasing manager said they came from a Trump rally nearby. Welcome to America. The LAPD has since obtained a photo of the man with a rifle on the balcony of an apartment unit. So if they got that, they'll probably catch the guy up because they got enough stuff to pretty much identify anyone when you got a picture of the guy. So it's just hard to believe that this stuff goes on. You know, it sounds like a movie or something, but it is reality. 7-year-old girl shot and killed by a drive-by shooting at a child's birthday party in Indiana. Here you are, minding your own business, going to a birthday party. What happens? You know,
that's awful.
A 7-year-old child was killed by a drive-by. Unless this kid was peddling dope that we don't know about. At 7.
Still 7 years old? Really?
He was peddling dope. I doubt that he was peddling dope.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I don't either. It doesn't say he was. I was just saying he was. I was saying he was because I thought it would be, you know, maybe a little bit more interesting. No, I feel bad for him. 7 years old. Imagine being a parent and you're just having a birthday party. You know? Some things just don't make sense. But
it's probably the case of a wrong place at the wrong time.
That is, absolutely. I would think that it was probably just a stray bullet. So, yeah, it says here, police were called around 7:40 p.m. after shots were fired from a car driving past. The officers arrived to find a girl shot in very serious condition. Doesn't say, you know, really that it was, chances are it was just a stray bullet, I'm thinking. So, it sucks.
Well, drugs will do that.
A 1-year-old is back with his mom after being abducted from his stroller at gunpoint. Again, why? Why? Children should always be exempt from crimes. They should not be. If you're a criminal, you should let the kids alone. You know?
But that's a crime against a child like that is what gets the attention of everybody, because you're going to feel sorry for the child, and maybe that's what they want. Oh, I'll get my name in the paper. I'll get recognition that I feel I deserve because I'm going to do this to a child, whether it's good attention or not.
I tell you, this woman here, she's almost a hero. It says a 1-year-old boy is safe and back with his mother after being abducted from his stroller at gunpoint. A man got out of his vehicle, approached the mother, pointed a gun at her hip, and looked inside the stroller. When the man attempted to grab her son, the mother was able to grab the gun from the man. She attempted to shoot him, but the gun did not go off. Oh, man. A second suspect then got out of the vehicle, grabbed the baby, and got back into the car. Why would they kidnap the baby? I just don't get it.
Because if she went for the gun and she didn't want to give it up, they grabbed the baby so that, thinking they could use the baby as leverage. Like, you would do anything to get your baby back unharmed. You would give up a gun.
I don't know. This is so weird. It says an Amber Alert was issued for the boy, and hours later, 2 people were apprehended in Georgia in a vehicle matching the description from the alert. The child was found unharmed inside the car. So,
was it a relative, maybe?
It doesn't say that. You know, if it was, she would have been able to ID him, right?
You would think.
So, I'm just thinking that she's just a lucky mom to get that kid back like that. I would have thought that would have never happened, but it did. So, a couple weeks ago, we had talked about a transgender inmate that died.
Right.
And New York City is forced to pay $5.9 million to a family of a transgender inmate who died at Rikers.
Wow.
She was, it says here, the family of Leighton Polenko, a 27-year-old transgender inmate who died in solitary confinement on Rikers Island, $5.9 million. That's actually pretty high, and
Yeah.
But the deal marks the record amount for an inmate death at a Gotham jail. The settlement will allow Layleen's family to move forward without enduring the protraction, litigation, and all that stuff. Says here that Polenko, who suffered from epilepsy, died June 7, 2019. She was in solitary confinement at Rikers for a time for assaulting other prisoners on three occasions. So, I don't know. That's just really sad. I mean, granted, she had to be there for a reason, but it's really sad to think about someone that had, done something wrong, doesn't deserve to die for it like that. So, I don't know. Okay, I didn't think I did that. Okay, we gotta do this. Possible area. Oh, okay, she's back on that story. All right, next. Whew. This sounds like my kind of luck. Bronx man stabbed to death at a local deli the day after his birthday.
Ugh.
Happy birthday!
Well, that's just the opposite of you. You weren't stabbed to death and you got out before yours.
Unfortunately, I was stabbed to death a lot before.
Well, you were, with needles.
Yes, I had all kinds of needles. A Bronx man stepping out to his local deli the day after his 50th birthday was stabbed to death after a fight broke out just 2 hours after another man was knifed to death less than a mile away. Sean Elliott was stabbed in the torso inside Firehouse Deli on 3rd Street, or 3rd Avenue, and it's such a shame. Man, what a way to go. Hey, but he said he could say he made it to his 50th birthday. I mean, if anything, I don't know. That's just... the problem is people don't appreciate life. I mean, not that guy didn't appreciate life, but the bad guys.
Right.
They don't care. Here's another one that's really going to whoop you, because this was in Pennsylvania. This was local.
How local?
Real local. If you're reading this, I'm dead. A teen left a note at the accused shooter's Harrisburg apartment. That would be so strange. This guy here, this Orlando Duarte of Harrisburg, is facing charges of criminal homicide and prohibited possession of a firearm. The boy, who was fatally shot after he was seen running away naked from the man charged in his killing, had been at the suspect's home earlier that day, where police said he wrote a note saying, "If you're reading this, I'm dead." Court documents have revealed new details about the shooting of 16-year-old Cayenne King. The accused shooter, Orlando Duarte, is currently in Dauphin County Prison facing criminal homicide and prohibited possession of firearm charges. Police said in the charging documents that around 1 p.m. Saturday, they were called to the scene of a shooting at 18th and Forster. It's really close, huh?
Yeah.
Where had been a report of a naked person being shot by someone in an orange shirt. When the police got to the scene, multiple residents pointed in the direction of the man that later is identified as Duarte had fled. The police had started running. They found Duarte, who started running away. An officer drew his weapon, and that's when they said that Duarte tripped, dropping his own gun. And police say that Cayenne was on the ground and was unresponsive with the gunshot wounds to his chest. So,
well, see, the first place I thought of when you said that this was in Harrisburg, and that's why I was waiting to see if it said where, what what location it was is because, excuse me, my friend lives in those townhouses right there on Boash Street, and I know there's a lot that happens there, and I was like, please don't let that be in her apartment building.
It's sad because this kid was only 16.
Yeah. I couldn't live in a city just for that reason.
It's really funny how different it is between the bad section of town and good section of town, and there is a definitive line
Right.
that seems to, nobody crosses that line, but, well, I'm sure they do. But it said here, one witness said that she was walking back from the store when she heard a loud yell for help. She couldn't tell where the shouting was coming from, but could tell that someone was in trouble. She soon heard the gunshots. She told police she looked to her right and saw the boy on the ground and Duarte over him. Cayenne yelled, help again, but this time it was fainter. Duarte shot him 2 more times. When Duarte turned and saw she had witnessed the incidents, he ran, and it says another witness told police she was on her front porch about a block away when Cayenne walked by. He told her he had been raped and the man was with a gun was after him. She tried to get him a towel to cover up, but within 4 minutes she saw Duarte running with a gun in his hand, and once spotted Cayenne, he started to shoot at him. So it's such a shame. This kid was
Drugs.
Well,
Almost sounds like drugs.
Close. Says
Well, if he
here,
was using.
yeah. Near the back door was a pair of sandals, which investigators said were placed as if someone had to run out of them. Police tried to interview Duarte. He would only tell them he thought the boy was 18. Before he was charged in connection with Cayenne's death this weekend, Duarte had been charged with 2 sexual assault cases more than a decade ago. According to the records, 2007, they said that Duarte had a 7-year-old boy come into the bedroom of his home and sexually assaulted the boy.
No.
7 years old. Can you imagine? That just really sickens me. In that case, he was sentenced to 6 to 23 months in 2008 for confinement and probation after pleading no contest to charges of simple assault, reckless endangering another person, indecent assault of a person less than 16, and disorderly conduct. See, at that point, you just kill the guy. You say, okay, I'm judge and jury, bam.
You killed
because
a
that
kid.
person,
Yeah.
that person cannot be rehabilitated. Here he did a 7-year-old and a 16-year-old, and he killed a 16-year-old. What's the point of putting him in jail? Just kill him. Just shoot him.
Eye for an eye.
There's no reason to even attempt to rehabilitate the guy. You know. There's certain things that we're just too nice about, and this is one of them. And this one really bothers me. You might say it burns my trash.
Yeah, it does.
So, just really irritates me. I mean, there's no reason for something like this. Then we got... This is one thing I sent you because I thought it was really cool. And there's no real story here. Just a cute little thing happened that these kids were playing, and they had their little toy trucks here, and there's a big old digger truck coming in here, and they're digging real close to where the kids are playing, and the kids are like pointing at their trucks saying, hey, fill our trucks up with dirt. And I just kind of thought it was funny because the guy actually filled their trucks with dirt, and I would have loved that too as a kid. I thought that was really cool that somebody would, but they filled the trucks up. And he didn't have to do that. I mean,
no, he didn't.
I just think it's really funny and really cute. Someone should give that guy something. Give him a shakaroni pizza or something. But I just thought it was cute.
Well, that reminded me of last summer, and I think I told you this last summer when I took Everett and Kylie to Knoebels. Okay, my son-in-law, Everett's dad, works with that kind of construction vehicle. And Knoebels has a little section in it that you can learn to do stuff like that. So my son-in-law was helping Kylie and Everett, figure out how that stuff moves. And I mean, that's sweet that he took the time to do that.
I figured as many bad things as I've been talking about today,
Yeah.
I needed a good one to offset it a little bit. So that's my offsetting cute feel-good story, because we needed a few of those after some of the ones we've had. So, yeah. Okay, then... so they took all the coins out of the North Carolina aquarium.
Right.
Oh, you know about this?
I saw something of
Do
it,
you know
yes.
how much they got out of it?
I remember reading it, but I don't remember the amount. I think it was something like maybe 100,000 or something.
No. It was $8,563.71.
Wow.
That is an unbelievable
Yeah.
amount of money from people throwing quarters and dimes and pennies into these.
Just think of all the ones that had to count it and wrap it.
Oh, you get a machine.
Oh, yeah.
I just think it's funny. But, yeah, that's cool. After cleaning and more than 10 hours of feeding coins into the bank's coin counting machine,
Yeah.
North Carolina Aquarium at Pine Knoll Shores know how much coins were sitting at the bottom of the fixture. And it says here, they gave away, they had a thing where you could have the winning guess.
That's what I read was what caused me to read it, because the person that was the closest was like $2 off.
$1
$1 off.
$1 short. So I think it's pretty cool. It says here the aquarium shut down on May 17th and issued an executive order closing all non-essential business to quell the spread of coronavirus. It's not reopened. By early April, the staff was looking for ways to save money, starting with shutting off a 30-foot water fixture known as Smoky Mountain Waterfall. The waterfall was installed in 2006 and became something of a wishing well over the next 14 years. So there you go.
14 years, and it generated over $8,000.
Yeah. That's more than the show has generated.
Well, maybe we need to put one of those in your backyard.
Maybe in the studio. Anybody that comes in the studio could throw money in the little waterfall. So, yeah, I think it's kind of cool. So that
I could just see them going to the bank carrying all this wrapped coin that, they'd probably have to haul it in the bed of a truck or something.
It's funny. Let's see here. All right, let's get back into... All right, so this is... I don't know, you may have sent this to me. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. See? Perfect.
Yeah.
Snow bear, white...
No, I didn't send you any snow because I don't want it.
No, me neither. Come on, get up here. Come on. There we go. Mother gives birth to twin boys 2 days apart after her labor had stopped.
Yep, I did.
After her eldest son arrived, with each weighing less than 2 pounds each. What's a typical kid weigh?
It could be anywhere between 6 and 8 pounds, but as a twin, it's less.
Okay.
Twins are more 5 to 6 pounds.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a miracle. Says here, police officer Joanne Riley, 32, from Manchester, gave birth. This is not a new article. Yeah, it is. Gave birth in 2019. So why did they...
Maybe because the babies, since they were weighing less than 2 pounds, they had to make sure they were going to survive.
I guess. Dylan was born January 10th. Oscar was born 2 days later. Dylan was in poor state and needed to be resuscitated for 30 minutes. Oscar was born with no health problems, with 2 extra days in the womb. So the one that was in a hurry to get out had problems.
Mm-hmm.
That'll teach you. That's
but
really
I
weird.
could see this, let's say, 16 years from now. And they're talking, oh yeah, I have a twin brother, but our birth dates aren't the same.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
You know, it's like, huh? How can you be a twin?
Yeah.
It happened. It would be like having twins at one born at 11:59 p.m. and one born at 12:01 a.m. They're twins, just born on different days.
That's weird to think about.
Let alone 2 months.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't.
No, it was 2 days
only
apart.
2 days. But hey, more power to her. That's crazy.
I think if it were me, as soon as I had the one, if the labor stopped, I'd be like, C-section, let's get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I don't want to go through this again.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so that's that. Then we got...
See, he's being good now.
Yeah. 20% of U.S. malls are expected to shut down within 5 years, giving them a new life won't be easy. So, like the Harrisburg East Mall and all these malls are just going to be gone. Now, that is not because of coronavirus, but is probably being faster because of corona. Because, I mean, the malls are kind of... Amazon's taken a lot of that business away.
Oh, yeah.
And now, because of coronavirus, has taken even more of that business away. Because there's touch-free and everything. But there's something to be said for being able to touch.
And people are finding, like, by going to Amazon or looking online, they're finding more of what they want versus what's at the mall. Yeah, they may have to wait for shipping, but, you know, they can get what they want.
Right. But,
speaking of which, your t-shirt will be here at the end of September.
What'd you get, red?
Black with red lettering.
Okay.
Hey, I only paid $5 for it.
How'd you do that?
Remember those points I had on because of my credit card?
Oh, that T thing. So I can take that off my list of people that email me. But anyway, those malls are going to end up being, a lot of them are going to end up being owned by Amazon for distribution centers. So they're going to take advantage of it. I mean, face it, if you want to think of someone who probably made it better than anyone else out of this whole thing, yeah.
You know, I can
Jeff
remember
Bezos.
when I was a little girl, it was a big thing to go to the mall on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
You know, because my grandparents were there religiously. Saturday nights, we knew the bench where they would sit, and they would just watch the people.
See, I never got to go to them until I started college, and then I started.
But then it's like, to see that now, what would my grandparents think? You know, I was thinking about this the other day. You know, what would they say now? Because they were never they never got into the electronics. They never got into the cell phones or the internet or anything like that.
My mom don't have a cell phone.
Right, but it's like, you know, but your mom can be on the internet if she wants to.
Right.
My grandparents wouldn't even know how.
You know, my dad was a steel worker, and one of the things that I found interesting was I had our first computer when I was 23 or so, and I set it up in my dad's living room, and I would listen to music, and I would play Atari 5200, and I would play with the computer. One time, I came home late, and I came into the house, and I was quiet. And I was just being quiet because I didn't want to wake anybody. And I saw my dad playing my Apple. And I thought, wow, there's a guy who I would never have ever expected to see playing with my Apple. And he was having a good time with it. And it was stupid games. That was back when we had Lode Runner and these blocky games that were, you know, on big floppy disks and stuff like that. But
well, that's like
one of a kind.
I never thought my parents would get into emails or anything like that, and they didn't until Tiffany went to Alaska. And that's how my parents learned.
See, but they didn't. There's in their lives, they didn't see a reason for it, and much like people of my age, many of them don't really even adopt to computers that well. And oh, by the way, I'm going to do something this Thursday after my doctor's appointment. I'm meeting up with a college friend.
Cool.
That I haven't seen in 40 years.
Nice.
And we're going to eat at Black and Blue.
Nice.
Yeah. he gave me a happy birthday, and I said on there that, hey, haven't seen you in a long time. Why don't we get dinner sometime? And he came back with, when do you want to do it?
Cool.
And
That's
I said,
cool.
I'm actually looking forward to it because he and I, we had a rocky start to our friendship, but it turned out to be okay, and he treated me well, and he's part of the reason I became who I am.
Nice.
He doesn't know that, and I will tell him that on Thursday, because I really, there's a few people, a few pertinent people in my life that influenced my
Right.
becoming who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all from that era, from that 40 years ago, because they have, and they didn't even realize it, most of them, because they were just doing what they do, and that's be a friend. But he's one of the guys that, he took me to my first and second professional baseball game.
Nice.
And I hated baseball, but I liked going there live. It's kind of cool going there live.
Something different about going live rather
Yeah.
than watching it on TV.
I had a great time, and I went there and just didn't know what I was going to see, and didn't realize. I was thinking to myself, "Oh, it's going to be hot. Why am I going?" He had an extra ticket, and I'm thinking, I guess I'm going to just go and grin.
Well, good
there.
for you.
And I got the old, you have to have a hot dog when you're down there.
Yes,
too.
yes.
We went down to see the Phillies, and I had a great time. I never would have said that I would have thought that I would have had a great time seeing a baseball game, but
I was that way when I went to the Harrisburg Senators game. The first game I went to.
it's really a different experience when you're there live.
Yeah.
And it's
no commercials.
Well, also getting in, it's like wrestling where you get into the crowd too.
Yes, yes.
And so that was I definitely enjoyed it. But yeah.
Cool.
Speaking of which, let's talk about for a second. I'm going to jump off script here and talk about pro wrestling, because I haven't talked about pro wrestling for a while. Because in the time that I've been out, WWE has gone to the Thunderdome.
Yes.
And the Thunderdome, I thought, well, how is that going to work? Because I kind of figured, I knew what they were going to do, because they took from America's Got Talent their idea of having an audience live without being there. And I thought, well, that's what they're going to do too. And they did do that. And it's interesting to see it, because now I'm looking at all the audience members for things that they shouldn't be doing. They had somebody get killed on television. It was fake killing, but they also had there's people that are doing things on purpose to get kicked off. I don't agree with that thing. I think that everybody should just be adult and enjoy the show, because when you start doing that stuff, they're going to start banning people, and
Right.
then eventually just going to give up the whole idea. I think it makes the product much better with the live audience, even if it's just live audience being telecast into there. But it still makes the show bigger. It makes it bigger, and plus it's bigger because they can use laser lights, they can use pyrotechnics and all that stuff in this place. It makes it seem better. So, for those of you that are trying to get kicked off, don't. Just don't. Don't bother. You're going to screw it up for everybody else. Don't do it. Just enjoy the show. You can do funny things on there without being kicked off. But the idea of killing somebody on cam, the idea of doing these other things that are getting kicked off.
Yeah, because
on
there's
cam.
there's people like me that have signed up to be one of
you?
those virtual things.
Did you
and-
really?
Yes, I
didn't
did.
know you did that.
Oh yeah, it was right. You were with me when I did it.
I didn't know you did it. I didn't know you signed up for it.
But it's, you can't do it like it, because they said there was no more for that event. I have to wait for the next one.
That's funny. All right. Say goodbye to Aunt Jemima. Say goodbye to Uncle Ben's.
This is getting ridiculous.
No, I think it's kind of cool, because this is a black-owned food brand.
Right, but Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's have been around
It
for
doesn't matter.
years.
Doesn't matter. They're time to go. I don't get offended by it. You don't get offended by it, but they do.
Maybe I am
And-
offended by it.
Well, the Aunt Jemima, it was done at a different time, a time when you had a stereotypical black
But if somebody would go, like if I was sending somebody to the
But
store,
they were a slave.
yeah, I understand that part of it, okay? But because I grew up with that,
Doesn't
if
matter.
I was sending somebody to the store to get me syrup, I would say I want
So why can't you
specifically.
say what it's going to be? It's going to be, see, it says, make them say yum, na, 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 na. Master P has launched a line of Uncle P food products to offer consumers of black-owned alternative brands that use black names and imagery but don't give back to black communities. The New Orleans rapper and serial entrepreneur told CNN that he always assumed brands like Aunt Jemima, and Uncle Ben's were black-owned until it wasn't until recently when some brands began to phase out perpetuating harmful racial stereotypes. It's a very...
Now, see, I didn't know Uncle Ben's was. I knew Aunt Jemima was.
Yes.
But, I mean, if you think about it, the shape of the bottle is her.
But
okay.
she's wearing garb like she's a
And I
slave.
understand that. But it's like, growing up, for me, if I'm in a hurry, I'm just going to reach for that bottle because I know the shape. It's stuck with me.
Well, it still may... I don't know what they're going to do. Let me see here. When you look at Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben, a lot of those products are mockeries of African-American people. And
They made their money on that name, not this Uncle P's.
Yes, the white people made their money on the black stereotypes.
That'd be like Uncle Cracker.
And African-American people couldn't even feed our communities. With Uncle P, the more we make, the more we give. So they're just... This new labeling is going to not only make money, but give money back to their community.
But it can
That's
also
fine.
kill it because people aren't going to buy that
No,
because
that's
they're
not true.
going to think, oh, this is a cheap knockoff.
I'd like to know what how they're going to do it. Says here, right now we're burning down our blocks and communities and protesting injustice. Says here, if they made billions of dollars on Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben, imagine how much we'll make to give back to our own community. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome, and I think it's time for a change. It is time for a change. I grew up with the same thing, but you know what? Is my heart broken? Not really. I don't have that much going to it. I mean, the stuff I'm using now is actually no sugar, no carbs, no everything. And would I miss that? Not any more or less than any other pancake topping, and I think it's kind of cool. I really think it's very forward thinking of how they're taking that money maker they were making tons of money for their corporation, and they're going to make tons of money for their community. Hey, anybody that gives back their community, I'm not going to complain about. I think they're awesome. I think they're a great...
Well, let's see if it happens. They may say it, but will they do it?
You never know. I believe they'll do it because Master P doesn't need the money. He's been around for a little while, and if he says it, I think he'll do it. I think that's an awesome thing. So, we'll never know. I'm thinking that the world may be changing one brand at a time. We need to take care of all of our people, not just the white folk. So, if it makes a difference to a community, that's awesome. Let's take care of them. So, I just think it's interesting. Uncle P's. I guess it's going to be Uncle P's white rice and Uncle P's...
It's just like Uncle Cracker wanting a cracker.
Well, Uncle P's pancake mix, Uncle P's white rice. So, I didn't read that right when I read it originally. I didn't realize that it was going to be rebranded.
We'll see
Uncle
what
P's.
happens because I just think they're going to lose money because people are looking for that brand name. That brand has been so successful.
Or they may make lots more money because black people may be buying it now and may not have been. I don't know. It's hard to say. Here you go. Do you remember when you used to work at McDonald's?
Oh, God, yes.
Grandmother shows off 24-year-old McDonald burger kept in the closet that she says has not rotted.
Gross!
She also has 24-year-old fries.
Gross! How in the... It had to have rotted. There's just no... I'm sorry.
There's preservatives, I'm telling you, that would go for... They will last forever. The McDonald's hamburger will outlive many people.
Yes, but it will also rot. There's no way 24. No.
I'm going to tell you a secret. I probably shouldn't.
It may not surprise
This is called
me.
True Confessions.
Trash's True Confessions. Let's
Yeah.
go.
When I was at my biggest and eating frenzies, I would buy a couple of hamburgers, and one time I got home and I thought, where's that? I'm missing a burger. I can't figure out where it's at. And I found it a couple days later in my car,
Oh.
and I ate it.
Oh, gross, Mike. Oh no. Oh.
It was good.
Oh, gross.
It hadn't changed a bit, you know.
Oh no. Oh,
It's true.
gross. I'm glad I didn't know you then.
Says it's probably a good idea to throw food away after several years have passed. TikTok user recently shared a video of showing a McDonald's hamburger and fries that had apparently been sitting in a box inside a closet since 1996. While the food doesn't exactly look fresh, it doesn't look like it's over 20 years old. Let's see this TikTok here. Yes, show us your hamburger. Oh, wow. 20 years. I'd eat them anyway.
No.
They're French fries. What's going to go wrong with a French
Mike.
fry? The hamburger's a little more dangerous, but
That's gross.
there's no ketchup. There's no ketchup.
Or mustard or
Take it back.
dehydrated onions.
Take it back. You didn't get all your stuff with it.
That's just gross.
That's funny.
Oh.
That is sick, but funny. That's
I could
man.
see that being 24 hours, but not 24 years.
That's 24 years. Oh man. Oh,
That's just, ugh, no.
that's funny. She probably remembers the day she walked down there and bought it.
Ugh, ugh.
That's funny. So, you like drinking fountains?
Drinking fountains?
Yeah. You know what drinking fountains are.
The water fountains.
Water fountains,
Yeah,
drinking
okay.
fountains, whatever.
I'm not crazy about them, but okay.
But I mean, they're a necessity, right?
Yeah.
How about if a woman drinks directly from the tap, caught on camera? I swear people are crazier and crazier every day. I cannot fathom, like, what
I couldn't.
makes a person want to do that. A woman's banned from Charlotte Tap Room after caught on camera drinking directly from the tap. I just... Why?
I couldn't do that, but when I was younger, I could drink from a hose.
Well, yeah. We all did that. It had that weird taste too. It had that hose taste. Let's see what this video is. Oh, yeah, sure you did. We all did it. Yeah. Oh, stop! Stop fighting! Stop fighting, you kids! Oh, it's a beer tap. At least it's beer.
Ugh!
Because I know it's not going to affect me if she's only doing it in beer. Jeez. Why would someone do that? I guess I mean, if you think about it, though, she's down below, the drink's coming down at her. She's not, like, eating the spigot.
Well, with COVID going around, who knows?
Right, who knows? It's just nuts. Yeah, there it is. Well, it looks like she is actually touching the... Looks like she is actually touching the bottom of it. The individual's been has been permanently banned from the place. Freaking nuts, people. That's true. That I believe. If you're going to a bar, you're probably not too worried about the virus.
In a statement, CMPD says they are investigating the incident and working with the health department to determine any applicable violations or guidance. The CMPD has previously been in contact with.
How bad would it be if you're doing your best to do social distancing and to play by the rules and somebody sneaks by you and does something like that and shuts you down? I mean, not that that happened that way. It may have happened that way, though. So, I don't know. It takes one person to screw it up for everybody.
Yep. Hi, puppy.
These businesses are making more money because Americans are staying at home. Do you want to name any? You think you can?
Uber Eats.
Uber Eats is probably a good one.
DoorDash.
DoorDash is a good one.
Grubhub.
Okay. Oh, that's a horrible one here. I thought they had a listing of them. They didn't list any of yours, but I think yours deserve it because yours are a good one. Let's see if it says it in their video, because it totally didn't tell me that this is playing no commercial. Why would they trick me like that?
Probably any of those mail delivery services.
I was thinking Amazon.
Yeah, grocery deliveries. Yep.
Okay, here we go. As soon as this is over, we'll see what they said. All right, stop it. The commercial's too long. These are dining places, okay. Zoom.
Yeah, I can see that.
That company there made so much money this year because I don't think anybody saw this coming. And I tried Zoom when I was in auditioning in that Discovery Spotlight.
Right.
And I thought, wow, that's a cool product. Little did I think it would become as big as it did.
Their adoption hearing via Zoom.
As the world woke up needing pastors who need to communicate with, go to school, to get married, Zoom became.
My friend is going to a wedding, not a wedding. What's it called before? The
engagement party. Bridal shower.
Bridal shower is going to be Zoom.
Oh wow! A lot of people are doing that. They're doing baby showers like that.
Let me go over see if this is all Zoom.
Hi.
Okay, that's all Zoom. So yeah, those the ones you said are exactly the ones that are making out. Amazon's making out. You know, all those companies are making out because, you know, of this COVID thing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of companies are not making out and losing their businesses. And
yeah,
I don't know what's going to happen to a lot of businesses because to see the amount of time that they have not been able to be in business, even if you ramped everything up 100% right now, it's going to be hard to make up those months. You figure we're in September now, so we're 9 months into the year, and of those 9 months, a good 7 of them were COVID.
Yep. That's just. It reminds me of, like, the beginning of August when I went up north and I read where they were, like, the Grange Fair, because they canceled that, and they're losing a lot of money from the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
And not just because of the fair, but, you know, other events that they have going on. You know, it's hard. Now, I know they did come up with a way to try and recoup some of the money, but
it's still not going to
no.
be near what they would have made. And some companies, well, you look at the AMC.
Yeah.
They're a fairly strong company, yet they had to declare Chapter 11. So
11 or 7?
7 is bad.
Okay.
I think it's only 11 at this point. But still, that's a lot of things that a lot of companies are going to Chapter 11 right now because they want to try to stay in business. So, who knows? Then you got these people like this that are got a godly man. He throws a tantrum at Walmart, calls woman the B word in mask.
A babe?
I think it's a little different than that. In mask policy argument, and he's a minister, so you would think, God, some people would just go with it. Just need to go with it. Sometimes you can't. There's certain battles you shouldn't be fighting. Like my sister still thinks this COVID thing is way out of proportion. I don't think it's out of proportion. I think there is a certain amount of stretching of the truth. But
what I think is that's being blown out of proportion is the people that refuse to wear the mask.
Yes. But I think she is wearing a mask, but she's like doing it because she has to do it. But this is a religious guy.
And get out of a godly man's face. No, I will. While you're very blind, ignorant, you don't have the ability to even come up with your own fucking idea.
Oh, he uses the F word too. That's a good man of God.
Jesus Christ. You're refusing my service. Yes. Why did you say we refuse your service? No. I choose to yell, and you cannot stop me.
I mean, really, this is a religious guy. He has black fingernails. What kind of church is he with?
I have no idea.
I couldn't imagine working in retail and having to deal with that.
I know. Don't touch her. Don't touch her. I got you on a video, so why don't you just go ahead and leave? You have no authority over me. Quit spitting all over people. Huh? Quit spitting all over people. You need my ID? No, I don't. I need You're trying to fucking make witness that I'm wrong? No, if you touch me, I have proof. No, you threatened to hit me. I all have proof. Not me. Because you're trying to fight everybody in the goddamn store. Now, fight involves contact, doesn't it? Yeah, and you're about in my fucking contract. You're about in my contract. You got
I would have called the police by now.
Yeah.
because you stepped in my way. Thank you.
I think it would have been good to have a guy like him arrested. I would love to belt him. He makes me want to hit him right now.
So I have a friend that works at Walmart. This is a guy that I worked with when
Okay.
I worked there. He posted that video too. Okay.
Did he? Okay.
Yes. But and whenever I saw this, I remember he had posted something a few days ago that he said, he starts out, "What a day. I got yelled at by this woman who didn't wear a mask. She could have bought one inside but didn't want to do that. So she went right in and he did what he was told to do. He called management. When she came out, she was still complaining because they made her leave. She refused to put on a mask. She said she was going to call corporate on him. And then he goes to lunch and his back tire's almost flat. But, here he is. He works right inside the door. That's his job. He did his job.
Right.
And because she refused, he did what he was told. He called management. management
These
come
people
over.
are looking for a fight, though.
Yeah.
These are not people that. These are people that just have a conspiracy theory going, and they said, "Well,
But
look
yet-
what I'm going to go. I'm going to go there without a mask on purpose," and that's what their whole
And
goal
here's
is.
the thing, though, because a lot of the signs that I'm seeing around say, my mask protects you, yours protects me. Well, they want us to wear them, so it protects them, but they won't wear theirs to protect us.
Right. Says a man was caught yelling and pointing at workers' faces during the meltdown at a Walmart store in
Florida.
Alaska.
Oh, geez.
He's already out in the middle of nowhere, so the incident happened at Walmart in Anchorage on Thursday. A representative told the news and said that video posted on Saturday, Twitter shows a man walking around quickly towards the Walmart exit before turning around and pointing at a worker, telling her to get back on your highway to hell and get out of a godly man's face. You know, I really have to say, as much as I want to bite my tongue, I hope he gets it. I hope he gets the COVID. Someone like that deserves it, because he's just always doing is looking for a fight. And, you know, God does not look for people to go out and fight
And
that fight.
I know that I've said this before. I've said it to many different people. I don't like wearing them either.
Nobody likes wearing them.
However, if I can get to where I'm not around anybody, I will take mine off for a few minutes.
To breathe.
Right. Or until I see somebody coming close, then I
Sure.
put it back on. Just do it. Be done with it.
These people that are putting up a fight and everything, they're the people that are the reason why we're the number one.
Yeah.
You know, it just is ridiculous. This kind of stuff just is ridiculous. That old man, I really kind of hope he is a guy that gets it, because he deserves it. He deserves it more than most people do, because he's causing these people problems and just keeps going on.
I mean,
and
I
on.
when I go into the office, as soon as I get into my office, mine comes off. If you come into my office, you better have yours on, because
Right.
you entered my office.
Right.
I mean, I'll put it on if you want me to, but it's my office.
This here article goes out to your daughters.
Which ones? All four?
At least two of them.
Okay.
Teachers resigning across the U.S. cite remote learning frustrations and COVID-19 concerns.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was a teacher, I don't know how I would deal with this. And I don't know as a parent how I would deal with this. But, you know, schools are trying to switch from to online and hybrid settings and all that. But the thing is, there's still going to be people in the schools. If you go once a week, you still have a chance of catching it.
Yeah.
And if you go 0 times a week, you have less chance of catching it. But, you know, it all depends on timing. And
It could be the precautions that are in place. Like I've seen somebody, I forget who it was, posted that, you know, their kids are still going to school and they wear their masks, they know to wash their hands, use hand sanitizer.
those are good kids.
I would love to know how Tiffany is doing this with her school.
I don't know.
You know, is she doing it? Is she also doing, you know, virtual learning? You know, doing both at the same time?
I would not want to be a teacher right now. I mean, to think that you not only have to worry about the children, you have to worry about yourself.
Yep.
And that's just, before we used to have to worry about Mr. Cotter, you know, where you had the gangs and stuff that were going to beat up on you. Now you have to worry about the virus coming in and destroying your life.
Yep. Plus,
It's
your desks have to be so far apart, and
Says
it's hard.
Says veteran K-12 teachers in the state in the U.S. are resigning and retiring at higher rates as schools begin reopening, and the pandemic, with the pandemic this fall. Several teachers who have recently resigned, retired, and opted out of their jobs ahead of pandemic reopening efforts, saying leaving their kids has been hard, but remote learning has made their jobs too difficult. One Florida teacher said she's become paranoid due to the constant requirement of being live streamed to dozens of students throughout all hours of the day. And an Arizona high school science teacher said he resigned from a job he loved after his district voted to return school students to in-person classroom learning, creating a risk a health risk to he and many other teachers that they aren't willing to take. You know, that's the whole thing, is that, you know, we're talking about a really unique time in our lives. In New York State, teacher retirements are up 20% from 2019, and about 650 teachers filed for retirement between July and August alone. 650 teachers between July and August have retired in New York.
Wow. Well, I was looking at Tiffany's Facebook. She starts back to school tomorrow. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how you know, what they're doing.
Sure. I'd be, like I said, I'd be afraid, you know. You don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
And until they find an actual vaccine, you know, it's something that they really got to, I understand their hesitation. You know, even working in a building, I wouldn't even know that I would want to do that.
That's true.
At this point. Because I really don't even go out for the most part. I went out to eat last Friday, and that was the first time I'd done that for a couple weeks. I think I went out a couple weeks ago to that new restaurant I told you about. That, not new restaurant, but new to me in Reading. And I just, before I used to like to go out to eat, but I am just, I don't like I've already been sick once this year, twice this year actually, because I was sick in January too. So, yeah, I mean, how do you decide whether or not you want to go remote learning or hybrid? Here's Gloucester's county. What? You're going to make me do this? What? How do I do this? Oh, don't tell me you're going to do this so that I have to subscribe just to activate login, digital subscriber, blah, blah, blah. You're going to take this away from me, aren't you? Well, then I'm not going to talk about that. Huh, told you. Yeah, I mean, it's just how do you determine whether or not you do that with your kids or, you know. Here's a really interesting one. Do you remember a little guy named Osama bin Laden?
Yes.
And you know how much everybody hated him.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember when he died, how everybody was cheered that was part of that? Well, this ex-Navy guy thought it was a joke. He was on Delta, and he got banned for taking a maskless selfie. And this guy here is the guy that killed Osama bin Laden, and they're not going to let him fly.
Oh.
So that's the whole point. Was his joke was they're telling him he has to wear his mask at all time, okay? Which is not a big deal, but he was saying except when we're eating. So when he was getting a snack, he snapped a shot of himself, and he got banned from Delta Airlines for that.
I just got notified that they're updating Facebook's terms of service starting the 1st of October. It says the new terms of service, we also can remove or restrict access to your content, services, or information if we determine that doing so is reasonably necessary to avoid or mitigate adverse legal or regulatory impacts to Facebook.
Oh boy, sounds like I'm going to be banned on another platform.
Yeah, I know.
They've been good to us. They haven't really done anything to us in a couple of years. I mean, there's a select number of videos, probably about 12 or so, that since I started doing video, and this is back before I had this set up, back when I put my iPad up and was taking pictures of the screen and stuff like that. There's a couple of those videos which I still haven't figured out why they're they haven't cleared them up to let them go. But usually there's a 2-year. I haven't had anything new except I think once this year where they complained. But generally, I'll get a notification that there's a claim against this one, and it'll be 2 years old. And I'm thinking 2 years old. I don't care. We're a current events show. 2 years ago is a lot different than today. Nobody's going back 2 years and watching the videos. It's not like when we're doing interviews with somebody and somebody will listen to the interview more than once.
Right.
We're a once and done show. I don't see it coming back unless we become a karaoke show. Then, well, we'll see what happens to this video. This video, they may tell us, they may give us money to not play videos.
I'd be okay with that. I would definitely be okay with that.
Yeah. So anyway, that guy thought it was a joke, and so he got in trouble because he thought it was a joke. You know, he was trying to make light of the situation, and they were not happy. So, well, let's go to something fun. Let's go to Tesla, because I got some new Tesla stuff that's cool. Oh, this is good. Do you remember we talked about last week, or 2 weeks, or a couple weeks ago, about a company that got ransomware?
Yes.
Do you remember what company it was?
No.
It was a...
That was 2 weeks ago.
I'm trying to think who it was. It was a security company. No, it was Garmin. Garmin.
Okay.
Okay, well, this one here is interesting because it affects me.
Uh-oh.
Elon Musk says the Russian failed at a ransomware attack on Tesla, and it was serious. So this was interesting because the Russian people found a Russian person who was working for Tesla, and they thought, is there loyalties to Russia, or is the loyalty to Tesla?
Wow. And
it turned into a big thing because Elon Musk is pretty picky about his people, and he wants loyalty. He is a man that wants loyalty. So they set up. Okay, so here's how it worked. The FBI was involved in this, by the way. The Justice Department published a legal complaint Thursday detailing an alleged attempt by Russian national Igor Igorovich Khrushchev, 27, who tried to bribe a Tesla employee to install malware in the company's network. So this guy went up to one of the employees of Musk and said, I want you to install this malware into your hardware, or into your network. And the software was ransomware, which is used to encrypt users' files and hold them until a ransom is paid, just like the other place, except that. Okay, so Khrushchev allegedly offered to pay an unnamed Russian-speaking employee who worked at the Tesla Gigafactory in Reno, Nevada, $1 million to install the malware. Now, what would you do if they were offering you $1 million? You wouldn't do it?
Nope.
Well, neither would he. The employee instead notified Tesla, which contacted the FBI. Agents ran a sting operation using the employee to catch Khrushchev, who was arrested Tuesday. And says the plot failed. This was a serious attack. But the nice thing is that they were able to stop it before it got to the point where, they had to worry about paying somebody a fee for that, because that is just scary.
Yeah, because knowing my luck, if I said, okay, I'll take the $1 million, I'd lose my job.
Well, if you got the $1 million, you wouldn't need the job, would you?
No, but I'd be in jail.
Well, yeah, there is that. So, what's a little jail time?
Been there, done that, don't want it.
Yeah, well, believe me, I understand that. But it says here that, what was the other thing here? Let's see. Yeah, it says the plant worker informed Tesla, which contacted the FBI and won the employee's cooperation. And it says here he was quoted saying an inside job would be camouflaged with a distributed denial of service attack on plants and from outside. Such attacks overwhelm servers, and anyway, it talks about the complaint told Tesla worker that his organization had executed similar special projects on other companies on multiple occasions, with one victim supposedly surrendering $4 million ransom payment.
Wow.
Yeah. And just imagine that this is the world's largest tech company right now. They would go for everything. And fortunately, they thwarted it. So it says here he was arrested on August 22nd after driving from Reno to Las Angeles, where FBI agents said he planned to fly out of the country. He appeared in federal court Monday and was charged with conspiracy with intentionally cause to protect it with conspiracy to intentionally cause damage to a protected computer. And he was a conviction could result in 5 years of prison and $250,000 fine. So I'm really glad they caught him.
Yeah.
Those kind of people really irritate me so much because they don't care about anything except, they don't want to make any money. They want to steal it. And that's the way that they could steal it. They could steal it easily if they could get somebody to cooperate with them on the inside. But boy, oh boy, that guy had had some big ones to have to sit up with the FBI to capture the guy. Whew. So, I don't know. Let's see here. This is what I was talking about earlier today. Apple and Tesla split their stocks, and Tesla split from 5 to 1. They were at $1,700 a share, and I believe Apple was pretty up there too. I think they were at around 2,000. No, Apple was trading at $500 per share, and they'll drop to $125 a share. $125 a share. I never thought I'd ever see me spend money on that kind of money, but sometimes you got to spend it to make it.
That's true.
And I don't know if I'll make it or not, but I better make it because I don't want to lose it. So, there's going to be a new software out to update that lets. It says here, Tesla rolls out software update to let its cars' cameras see the speed limit signs. Now, I do see the speed limit signs, but I don't think that they are the ones that are on the street. I think they are the ones that they're published on the maps.
Oh.
And I think that this will actually see signs as we come up to it, because, that way when you're in a construction zone, it will see that sign.
Oh, that could
and stuff
be.
like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking the big difference is. It says here, Tesla's pushing a software update that will let vehicles' autopilot system detect speed limit signs using their cameras. When the camera detects a speed limit sign, it will display on the driver's visualization. Yes, one of those in the car and set the speed limit warning. So that's kind of a cool thing. And I think that does it.
Wow.
I always think I don't have enough stuff. And maybe it's because the singing went long. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Everybody wanted an encore.
No.
No? Don't want to bang your head? Mental health will drive you mad. All right. Well, anyway, as it turns out, I think we had a pretty informative show. Nietzsche will be coming back on sooner rather than later.
Nice.
So, all right. Well, enough of that. It's time to go. I will talk to you guys next week when we always say, talk to you next week.